Well, it's review time. That's right. That's right. One more time, I'm going to talk about this stuff and then I'm going to hit you with the test tomorrow. So, the things that we're going to talk about are grouping symbols, exponents, order of operations, variable, variable true and false, and the last one, properties. Now, I would suggest that if you have the time, go look at the other videos that are specifically just for those items, because I'm just going to give you a quick hit on this one. Alright, so number one, what I'm going to look at is grouping symbols. Now, when we talked about this, we said, hey, grouping symbols. We're going to talk about the parentheses. Alright, grouping symbols. Now that's true. Parentheses are grouping symbols, but there's actually three sets that we've learned about. This little squiggly thing is a brace. Then after that comes the boxy thing, and that's called a bracket. Okay, and then after the bracket, then comes the parentheses. Okay, so brace, bracket, parentheses. Now what you're supposed to get out of that is that, hey, we're going to do the work inside of those things. So if I give you something like 3 plus 2 parentheses brace minus, no, I'm going to go times. I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to go times parentheses, let's go 4 squared plus 5. Close parentheses, close bracket, and then we're going to hit it with a minus 2. Do I have a clue of what I'm doing? No, I don't. I'm just letting it flow out of my head. So, do we have grouping symbols? We sure do. All right, we got the bracket, or no, we got the bracket on the outside, parentheses on the inside. The only thing I didn't hit it with was a brace, but you'll get the point. So let's take a look at this work. We look at this and we see that this is parentheses 3 plus 2, so I'm going to go brace. The 3 plus 2 is a 5. We're going to collapse that parentheses down. Times, then we have another set of parentheses, 4 squared. Now there's some of you that are still going to try to multiply this the wrong way. That's telling me 4 times 4 plus 5, close parentheses, bracket, minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to go bracket, 5 times, now we know that 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 5, that's still in parentheses. We haven't fully finished working it all out. So that's why that brace is going to still be playing with us. Okay, that brace is still alive, minus 2. Now, we still have a parentheses. It still exists. 16 plus 5, what is that? If you have to use your fingers, I don't care. If you have to draw tick marks, I don't care. Only thing I care about is getting the what? That's right, the right answer. 5 plus 6 is 11, carry the 1, so that's 21. 5 times 21, there's a bracket, minus 2. Woo! Now we can collapse that bracket. Now we could say, hey, that is 5 times 21 minus 2. So I'll come over here and I'll say 5. I'll put the 21 like this. 1 times 5 is 5. That's 105. So I'll get 105 minus 2. That's 103. Now, did you notice how I drew the little caret thing like that? That's showing me, hey, that's what I get. I did my work over here. Now, this is old school, Mom and Dad. Okay, and then, like I was saying, I'm told not to teach you this, but I have already taught it, and those of you that still like it, I'll just work it real quickly. Does the 5 have any friends? No. 0, 0 playing together, still 0, 105. All right, and then we brought that over there. There it is. So this is your quick review over grouping symbols. If you want to see more, please go to the day that has grouping symbols. Watch the videos that I have there. Alright, so we're done with grouping symbols. Now we're going to move to exponents. If you were in class and if you paid attention, you know that we've already done exponents. We've already learned about it when we did volume and area. Okay, because I told you a while back, I said area is equal to length times width. So if I said area is equal to 2 feet times 3 feet, that would give me area is equal to 2 times 3 is 6, and that would give me ft to the itty bitty 2, and that's called square. So my answer would be 6 square feet. Now, after that, I then took you on a trip and I said, hey, let's go find some volume. Volume is area, but with a kicker, okay? It takes you one step more. That says, hey, I'm going to go length times width times height. Oh, hey, it is just like area, but now I'm adding a new letter. I'm adding the letter H. So, once again, I'm going to go V is equal to, let's say, 3in times 4in times 5in. Well, hello, in once, in twice, in 3 times. So, when we do that, we know that our final answer should have in to the itty bitty 3. So, 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 5, okay, so that's going to be 12 in to the itty bitty 2 times 5in. Then we have to go one step further, and we would see that this is 60 in to the itty bitty 3. So have we played with exponents? Yes, we have. But now we're going to take exponents to a whole new level. Okay? So this is when I first introduced exponents to you, and that's when I talked about the words area and volume. That is when the itty bitty exponents came into play. Area and volume. Now, we're going to, like I said, we're going to take it to the next level. And the next level that we're talking about is if I have 5 to the itty bitty 2, if I have 3 to the itty bitty 3, if I have 2 to the itty bitty 4. Okay, what is this telling me to do? This is telling me, hey man, let's go 5 times 5. What's this telling me to do? 3 times 3 times 3. Some of you are going to be knuckleheads. Some of you are not paying attention. You'll go, hey, that says 5 times 2 is 10. Wrong. It's going to say 5 times 5 is 25. Don't do it. Okay, some of you are going to go and say, that's 3 times 3. No, don't do it. That's 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm going to draw my little caret like that. And then this is going to be 9 times 3. And when we finish, that is 27. Oh, hey, what's this next one? That's going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Hey, what did I do? I wrote 2 down a total of 4 times. So some of you yahoos are going to go, well, doesn't this work? We're going to find out. I'm going to draw my caret because 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 times 2. Hey, I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to go 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Times 2 again, and that gives me 16. So if you were a knucklehead and you didn't pay attention, and you're going to go 2 times 4 is 8, then you will get a wrong answer every day, including your birthday. Don't do it. Okay, now here's a shortcut. When it comes to 4, what you can do is you could say 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Well, hey, if I group these two together and these two together, that is 2 times 2, which is 4. And this is 2 times 2, which is 4. We'll multiply them together. We still got 16. What did we do? We took the same steps, but we just kind of took a different route. All right? That's called the commutative property. We'll play with it later. So, that noise you hear is my cat. Don't worry about it. Alright, so once again, we just finished talking about exponents. Now, we're going to go to order of operations. Order of operations is the law of math. Okay? Order of operations, law of math. So, O-R-D-E-R of operations. And we're not talking about that Milton Bradley game where you try to get, oh, you got my funny bone. No, this order of operations is the law of math. Okay, I've said it before. If mom and dad are driving, they see a stop sign, then they're going to stop. They're going to stop for a few reasons. They're going to stop because they don't want to get hit by another car. They don't want a ticket. But most of all, they're going to stop because it is the law. All right, so order of operations is the law. And what I taught you, and you all love that little video, is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's right. So the P is for parentheses. The E is for exponents. That's the itty bitty. So I'm going to put a little bitty E here. M is for multiply. D is for divide. A is for addition. And S is for subtraction. This is the law of math. So when we look at this, this is when I'm going to think of something crazy in my head. And I'm going to come up with, let's go. Woo, man, that's going to be big. All right. So 5 to the 3 parentheses minus, no, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. All right, so 5 to the 3 divide by 5 close parentheses. Oh, let's get this thing a bracket. All right, bracket plus parentheses. Woo, we got a division up in there, so now we're going to go ahead. We got an exponent up in there, so do I have a parentheses? Yes. Do I have an exponent? Yes. Do I have a multiply? Yes. And do I have a divide? Yes. So add and subtract. So let's go with, like I said, I'm just firing at this out of the craziness in my head. So let's go 21 minus, let's go minus 7. And then we'll close that parentheses, bracket. We don't have a brace if I wanted to go one step further, and then we'll call this times 2. All right? So, what are we going to do? We're going to do the parentheses first because that's the law of math. So, we got 2 sets of parentheses. Woo! Plus we got a bracket. So, let's do the work here. This is going to be 5 times 5 times 5 divided by 5. Still in parentheses, still got a bracket, plus we have this set of parentheses over here. 21 minus 7. Can I take 7 away from 1? Sure can't. Got to go to the neighbor. Knock, knock. Okay, I'm going to change that 2 to a 1. My 1 now becomes an 11. 11 minus 7 is 4. Hey, don't forget your friend. Your friend's up there, so we get a plus 14. Close your bracket, times 2. Are we done? No, we still need to do this parentheses over here. Woo! 5 times 5, I'll draw that little caret because I already know that that's 25. 25 times 5, we have that. Divide by 5. Still in our parentheses, still got our brace. Plus 14, still got our brace, times 2. Woo, Mr. Nethercott, you come up with some crazy stuff. Yep, I do. Okay, now, those of you that remember, 25 times 5, 5 times 5 is 25. Put down the 5, carry the 2. Woo-wee, 125. So, 125 divided by 5. Close that parentheses, close that, or hope have that brace, plus 14. Close the brace, times 2. Woo, now you can sit here and try to subtract 5 away from 125, and it's going to take you a good minute. Or you can put the 125 in the box, the visor box. It's in the house. Who's outside knocking? It's my number 5. Can I hold up one finger? All right, can I take 5 away from it? No, not even if it was Christmas. So I'm going to put a 0 here, and I'm going to put a 0 here, subtract 1, take away nothing is 1 still. Now I'm going to bring 2 to the party. Woo-hoo! I'm going to bring 2 to the party using an arrow. All right, now my new number house is the house of 12. If you were a mutant and had 12 fingers, how many times could you take 5 away from it? 2 times, because 2 times 5 is 10. Put that there, subtract. 12 minus 10 is 2. Bring this 5 to the party using an arrow. Yay! Now my new number house is the house of 25. Knock, knock. Can I come in? Yeah. And like I said, if you don't know division, use multiplication. Come on. So 5 times what gives me 25? 5 times 5. Woo-wee. All right, subtract, get 0. All right. Yes. So now this collapses, and this turns into 25 plus 14. This is now my new parentheses inside of my brace times 2. Woo-wee! We're getting closer and closer. So, I look and I say 25 plus 14, that is equal to 39. Okay, so 39 times 2. Woo! We're getting there. So 39, you can list 39 twice if you don't like multiplying. 99 is 18, carry the 1, 78. So those of you that can't multiply yet, multiplication is what? Multiplication is addition. Alright? So I'll go 39 times 2, 9 times 9 is 18, carry the 1, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So, here's the addition way, there's the multiply mom and dad's way. And then once again, if you're 39, 2, corner down, that's 18, and that's a 0, 6, that's an 8, he has no friends, he's in the corner, and then 1 plus 6 is 7, hey, what do you see, 78. What? The 8 is in the ones place, the 7 is in the tens place, just like everybody else. Alright, so the answer is 78 when you're said and done, bada bing, bada boom. So, did we talk about the order of operations? Woo-wee! Yep, that's a heck of a problem right there. I brought it. Okay, so order of operations has now been reviewed. So what's our next stop in our review for our test for tomorrow? Variable. Woo! Now, after I'm done beating you up with order of operations, now I'm going to give you some easy stuff. Because now we're going to talk about variable. And what did I say I want you to think about when you hear the word variable? I want you to think of a letter. Does it matter what letter? No! You could use A, you could use B, you could use C, you could use Q. I don't care. Pick any letter that you want. Now when you read the problem's going to probably say something like x plus 14 equal 20. You can work this 2 different ways. If your mind thinks, hey, 14 plus what is 20, you could say x is equal to 6 because 14 plus 6 equals 20. If your brain don't work that way, that's okay. Because you could say, hey, what's with x? X has got 14 with it. And I need to get the x by itself, so I'm going to say minus 14 here, minus 14 here, and I'm going to say x is equal to 6. That way. So if you wanted to say 14 plus 6 equal 20, that's cool. Or if you wanted to say 20 minus 14, because you wanted to get x by itself, that's cool. Alright, so we were talking about solving for a letter. Does it have to be x? No. I could say A equals 5. And then down here I could go 3A minus 2 parentheses plus 7. Okay. And then we say, alright, what are we going to do? We're going to plug this A in here. And it turns into 3, 5, minus 2, go like that, plus 7. 3 times 5 is what? 15. Are you asking me? No, Mr. Nethercott. I'm telling you. Alright, so 15 minus 2. What's that? Okay. 15 minus 2 is 13. 13 plus 7 equals 20. And we are done. So what are we doing? We are taking the letter and we're plugging it in place of where it is, and we're solving to see what is it. It's like substituting. Alright? So, variable, letter. It doesn't matter what letter. You can change out. If the problem gives you X, put in an A for apple. I don't care. Or leave it alone. Variable, letter. Woo! Now we get to go to the fun stuff. Variable, true or false. Oh boy. Alright. So, now we got to come up with a problem and think to ourselves, does it work or does it not work? Alright. So let's try something. Let's say, oops. Variable, true, or, man, I wish my fingers would work with me, or false. Okay? I know it looks a little ugly, but hey. Variable, true or false? This time I'm going to hit you with, we'll start with the letter C. C is equal to 2. Alright, so if we go 34 equal 12 plus 11C. Do you see a plus or minus sign here? I don't. Do you see anything between there? I don't. So that means that C is going to be multiplied against that 11. So I'm going to get 34 equals 12 plus 11, and I'm going to put the 2 just like that. And what is 2 times 11? So I'm going to get 34 is equal to 12 plus 22. And is 12 plus 22 34? Uh-oh. It sure is. On Christmas and on your birthday and every day that I know of, 34 will equal 34. Variable, true or false? That's what we're looking at. Trying to figure out, what did we do? Alright. Moving to the last one. Properties. And I'm not talking about Boardwalk or Park Place in Monopoly. The type of property that I'm talking about, propertize. Propertize. Alright? There's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you paid attention to that video, what about that video? Okay, so, the last one, give me that 0, 0. Why? Because 0 times anything, so I'm going to put the hashtag or pound symbol, equals what? 0. Yeah, that's very simple. You learned that back, I can't even remember how far back you learned that. Alright, and the next one is called identity. I-T-Y, identity. 1 times a number equal the number. 1 times 7, it's 7. 1 times 1,000, it's 1,000. I don't care what it is. It's like looking into a mirror. Whatever is there, that's the answer. So that pound or hashtag, whatever you want to remember it as, that is what it is. And that's called identity. So, I-D-E-N-T-I-T-Y. Identity. Woo, that leaves us to the top 3. Okay, now when we were doing that, it said commutative property. Do what with those factors? Yeah, flip-flop those factors. So if I said something like 3 times 4 is equal to, well, what do I got to do to that 3 times 4? I got to flip-flop those factors. So who's going to be first now? The 4. 4 times 3. I'm just flip-flopping those factors. Ooh, okay. Commutative property. Flip-flop those factors. Oh, what was the second one? The second one was called associative. Okay, And if I put A times B times C. Now what was missing? When we did this property, I told you something special needs to be there to make this work. And it is actually part of what number 1 is. That's right, parentheses. So if I put parentheses around that A and B are playing together, but over here, are they still going to be playing together? They're not friends anymore. So now B and C are going to play together. And what property is that? The associative. A-S-S-O-C-I-A-T-I-V-E. Associative. And the top one was commutative. C-O-M-M-U. It's like a mutant. Mutative. Alright, commutative. Associative. And our last one, it's the hardest one of them, but it's really not that bad. If I said 7 times 8 is equal to what? Oh, I don't know my 7 times 8. That's okay. Because we're going to take that 7. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take that 7. I'm going to break it. I said I'm going to do what? Break it. I'm going to put a 2 here. I'm going to put a 5 here. I break that 7. But who's in the back seat? Times 8. So I'm going to go 2 times 8. And I'm going to go 5 times 8. And that equals. 2 times 8 is 16. 5 times 8 is 40. Add that up. What do I get? 56. And what property is that? The distributive. Distributive property. Alright? So, good luck. That's your quick review. If you want more, go back to the other videos that have more stuff on them. See ya!